Many years ago, in the beautiful city of Abuja, there lived a woman whose name was Ifunanya. Everybody knew her in her estate as the woman that could not stop praising her husband. Every single time, it was Chuka, my king, Chuka, my blessing from heaven, Chuka, the only good man left in Nigeria. Ifunanya was always on and on about praising her husband. Even the day she was rushed to the clinic for malaria, she still told the nurse, please, oh, just give me drip quickly. My husband cannot stand seeing me in pain. He's the most caring man alive. And the funny thing was that Chuka was handsome, tall, clean, and, confident, the kind of person that one would call a playboy. But everyone called them the perfect couple because of the way Ifunanya painted her husband. Her Instagram was always full of pictures of them smiling, going on dinner dates, beach trips, matching Ankara outfits, and the rest. And Ifunanya would always post and write, my peace, my best friend, my covering, my godsend. Ifunanya was literally smitten by her husband. But every other person called her blind. Even her closest friend Amanda, who knew Chuka, her husband, before their wedding, had warned Ifunanya saying, Ifunanya, your husband is not as holy and righteous as you're painting him to be. Every time my husband is nice, my husband is good, he's the most perfect man alive. He's not that good though. Okay, fine. Just take a good look at his circle of friends. All of them are womanizers. From Emeka, from Kelechi, Ikenna, all of them. Womanizers, chronic womanizers. And trust me, your husband cannot be different from the circle of friends that he keeps. If all his friends are womanizers, what it also means is that he is a womanizer. So better shine your eyes and stop living in delusion. Amanda said to her friend Ifunanya, but Ifunanya just laughed and said, Amanda, I know what your problem is, and it is bitterness. You're just too bitter. And honestly speaking, I don't blame you. If I'm in your shoes, if I've been betrayed by several men, maybe, just maybe, I would have the same kind of mentality that you have. Your ex dealt with you, your ex before your ex dealt with you. Men have been cheating on you, playing on you like a football. So I'm not surprised that you lack trust in men. But my dear, my husband, my chuka, my lion, Dimoma, is not like that. So please, I beg you in the name of God, just stop trying to poison my mind against my good man. You can't stand the fact that, your own husband is cheating. So you're just trying to, project your mishap on my own marriage. My dear, it will not work because my own marriage is working. My husband is faithful. In short, if there's only one faithful man in the whole of Nigeria, it has to be Chuka. Ifunanya replied. And Amanda just kept quiet before they would say that she's trying to project her own flaws on Ifunanya. Then after their conversation that day, Ifunanya had stopped picking her calls. The truth is that Ifunanya loved her husband and could see no wrong in him. But what she did not know was that Chuka, the football player, had mastered the game. In short, Chuka had become Ronaldo. He knew how to be two people in one body. In the morning, he was Ifunanya's perfect and gentle husband. He would kiss her forehead, compliment her hair, and even help her zip her dress before she left for work. But at night, Chuka was a different man. He would usually just tell his wife, oh babe, I have a work meeting with guys today, so please don't wait up. I'll be coming back really late. Then he would drive to a hidden apartment in Wusetu, an apartment that his wife did not even know existed. It was a fully furnished shortlet where he and his married friends kept as their personal relaxation center. Each time he got there, the others were already there. Music playing in the background, drinks on the table, girls in crop tops, laughing, dancing, and doing all sorts of. Chuka and his friends called themselves the Brotherhood. They were a tight group of married men who believed that they needed side chicks to be good to their wives. They saw side chicks as part of the balance in life. So each man had their own corner in the house. Chuka's own was the back room. That's where he took his own girls. And there were always one, two, sometimes three girls at the same time. But Chuka was even worse than his friends. He literally had a side chick from every state in Nigeria. From Calabar to Katsina to Uyo to Benue to Port Harcourt to Bayelsa to Owerri, just name it. And each time he traveled for work, he would add one to the list. But Ifunanya, his wife, did not know. She was busy praising him online. My husband is a good man. She was busy defending him offline as well. Even when her neighbors, people around her dropped hints, she would always reply and say, if I start telling you the kind of man that I married, oh my God, you will cry tears of joy. My husband doesn't even like to talk to women. No. If he sees a woman coming to talk to him, he will shush them away. He does not allow that nonsense. He keeps boundaries. My husband would always say that I have everything I need at home. He would say that I'm his all in all. My husband, such a perfect man. Ifunanya would say. By this time, her friends and everyone around her had gotten tired of advising her. So they all stopped talking about Chuka because apparently Ifunanya had chosen to be blind. Then one evening, while they were eating spaghetti in their fancy dining room, Ifunanya smiled and said, baby, can you imagine? Amanda called again. No. You know, all this while I've been trying to give her distance, but that girl will not leave me alone. She's just on my head, on my matter. Anyway, she called though. She said that she saw you with a lady at Wuse Market and that the way two of you were, that you were in a compromising position. Ifunanya said. And then Chuka just laughed and said, jobless people. You see, when somebody does not have a job, that's what they keep on doing, just looking for who to talk about. Maybe I was just walking behind somebody, and that was how she just used me to create fake gist. Me with another woman. Who is that woman? What is in that woman that is not in my wife? Have they seen my wife? Achalugu. Please, Amanda should not get me upset this evening. Chuka replied. Then Ifunanya giggled and said, that's what I told her. I told her that my husband has only eyes for me. I am my husband's queen, his world, the apple of his eyes. They just want to break us, but they will not succeed. I will not allow them. Ifunanya responded. And then Chuka reached out and held her hand and then said, my love, thank you for not ever doubting me. And I promise you, I will never bring shame to you. And Ifunanya was just there smiling like a fish, like someone that they had just told a bedtime story. What she did not know was that shame, embarrassment, and disgrace were already wearing high heels and were walking fast towards her. Ifunanya truly believed that she had the perfect husband and that her husband was too good. But only if she had known that her so-called husband belonged to a group of grown men who should be old enough to know better. But instead, they had turned cheating into a full-time hobby. And these men called themselves the Brotherhood. There were 6 of them, all married, all successful, living in big estates with beautiful wives and expensive SUVs. But you see, once or twice in a week, they would gather in secret in that their secret apartment in Wuse 2. And to make matters worse, the house was rented under Chuka's name. Meanwhile, to the world, every other person on the outside, the house just looked like a service apartment. But to the Brotherhood, it was their freedom base. It was the headquarters of adultery. You see, what happened inside that house? Sodom and Gomorrah are still learning work compared to what goes on in that house. The house was well decorated with a big flat screen. They had imported wine racks, fake business folders in the living room, just in case police barged in. But you see the real activity, it happened upstairs. Each room had one man's name written in code on the door. Chuka's room was marked Z1, short for Zadi1. Oosh. Whenever Chuka came, he always came with busty and curvy ladies. He would always tell them different pathetic stories. Sometimes he would say, I'm so lonely in my marriage. Other times he would say, my wife is too busy for me. To some other ladies, he would say, my wife is too fat. She's not taking care of herself. I'm no longer attracted to her. In short, I'm at the verge of divorcing her. And to some other foolish ladies, he would say, you're the only one that understands me. My wife does not understand me. She's just all about the children. Chuka was steady dishing lies. And the funny thing is that these women actually believed him. Meanwhile, he would tell Ifunanya that he traveled for board meetings, networking seminars, and all the rest. Sometimes he would even send her pictures edited and filtered with office backgrounds and suit and tie. Meanwhile, the real background was the Sodom and Gomorrah house in Wuse. Sometimes it was even the girls that he came with that would snap him. But each time he returned home, he would come back with flowers, perfume, handbags. He would be so loving to Ifunanya. He would rub her feet and say, oh, my love, you're the best thing that has happened to me. I bless the day our paths cross. You're my wife now and forever. Blah, 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 blah. And again, Ifunanya would go and post his picture and write, my best gifts from God, 7 years of peace and 100 years to go. Ifunanya was living in real delusion. However, the brotherhood had rules governing them. They had rules like 1, never bring the same girl more than twice a week. Never allow the girls know each other. Never ever let your wife find out about the house. And never bring someone that you picked by the roadside. But rules are like eggs, and definitely one person must break it. So one Friday night, it was Edwin's turn to host everybody. Edwin was the loud one, was the stubborn one, the one that always wanted the newest girl in town. But you see, that night, he made a very terrible mistake. He just picked a random girl by the roadside. The girl was really beautiful, but her mouth was sharp, and she was really hot-tempered as well. Her name was Naomi. And that night, Naomi came to destroy. The moment she stepped into the house, she did not even greet anybody. She did not smell. She just walked straight into the fridge, opened a can of malt, and started drinking like she was at home. Then Edwin whispered to her and said, babe, respect yourself. Now, at least greet my guys now. You just entered here as if you did not see anybody. Greet them now. But Naomi just hissed and then rolled her eyes and then said, Mr. Man, if you don't like me, please take me back to the road where you picked me from. I did not beg you to pick me. You saw me and you liked what you saw and you picked me. So please don't stress me. Naomi said. Then the other men looked at each other. Then Chuka rolled his eyes and now said, Edwin, where did you find this one from? Then Edwin replied and said, I beg, leave matter. The girl just dey vex, she go calm down. But Naomi did not calm down, no. Because a few minutes later, when Edwin tried to touch her, she slapped his hand away. Then he shouted at her and said, why did I bring you if you will not allow me to touch you? Then she shouted back louder. And from there, they started exchanging words and curses. And then curses turned into slaps. And before everyone knew what was happening, Naomi just took a broken bottle and stabbed Edwin. And just like that, Edwin fell down and died. Everyone froze. All the girls screamed and ran out. And the other married men also ran out. They jumped the fence and escaped. Naomi dropped the bottle and ran away. So Chuka was the only one left standing. Chuka was stuck. His brain could not process what he was seeing. Just a few minutes ago, they were all laughing, gisting and having fun. Now, the next minute, Edwin was there, bleeding out, dead. And before he knew what was happening, the police arrived in less than 30 minutes. They found Edwin's dead body, and Chuka was the only person left. And so the officer looked at him and said, "Is this your house? Did you rent this house?" And Chuka responded and said, "Yes, I'm the one. I'm the one that rented this house, but I'm not the one that killed him." Oh, Chuka said. And so the police arrested him immediately. And by morning, the story had reached everywhere. It was breaking news. Married man arrested after lady kills friend in Wusi apartment used for side chicks. Everybody was clicking, reading, sharing with their friends. And within a few hours, Ifunaya's phone began to ring non-stop. Meanwhile, Ifunaya was at home painting her nails and just relaxing, when her neighbor ran into the compound screaming, "Ifunaya, Ifunaya, check online, oh, your husband is trending." The neighbor screamed. But Ifunaya just laughed and said, "Please, what is it? You will not leave this my husband alone. What is the latest lie you are saying about my husband now?" Anyway, let me just see. Then she opened her phone and saw Chuka's face plastered on every gossip page, standing beside police officers in handcuffs. Her hands began to shake, so she clicked on the video, and she heard the reporter speaking fast. Say, the apartment was a hidden lodge where married men allegedly brought side chicks from all over Nigeria. One of the men was killed by a girl he brought from the streets. The house is registered under the name of one Mr. Chuka Onzurike. The reporter read. At that point, Ifunaya screamed, "Ewo!" and fainted even before the video ended. When she woke up, she sat on the floor. Her eyes were swollen from crying. Her sisters had come around. Her pastor's wife had also come just to show her support. Even Amanda, the same friend that she had pushed away for talking bad about her husband, was also there with her. They were all trying to comfort and console Ifunaya. Meanwhile, the video of Chuka in handcuffs had gone viral. People were sending it to her on WhatsApp. Even her church group chat was buzzing. May God help our sister. Oh, but I thought she said that her husband is perfect. Hey, see the kind of public disgrace that her husband has brought to her. People were saying all sorts and all manner of things. Even on Instagram, people went and dug up her old Instagram captions where she wrote things like, "Oh, marrying Chuka was the best decision I've ever made in my life. Oh, if there's only one faithful man in Nigeria, then it's my husband, Chuka. Oh, my husband is such a good man." People dug up those old posts and were busy mocking her and making fun of her. Ifunaya felt so broken. She felt that the ground should just open up and just swallow her. But her husband, Chuka, still remained in police custody. The police said that they could not find Naomi's real name, ID, or address because she had given a fake name and no one could trace her family. And since he was the legal tenant of that building, he was responsible for what happened to Edwin until proven otherwise. Chuka was broken because he knew that by now his wife must have found out about the double life that he lived. Ifunaya, on the other hand, was more than broken. It was one thing to find out that her husband was cheating on her, but it was another thing to find out the way she did, and then another thing to be subjected to that kind of public humiliation. She remembered all the times that her husband would be talking bad on people that are cheating. Her husband had castigated several men for cheating on their wives. He would say things like, "Don't mind that man, he's an unfaithful man, busy keeping side chick. What of this one? That one that married the second wife, to fear Aqua, such a useless man." She could not believe that the same husband that had the mouth to be insulting other men that were cheating was actually the chief, the CEO of cheating. Meanwhile, people had started using her situation to do motivational speech. One aunt in the estate used Ifunaya to teach during a women's meeting. She told her people, "That's why I tell people, stop doing husband and wife Olympics online. Stop going online to be praising your husband. You don't know what your husband is doing. You cannot really trust a man. You cannot even trust the child in your womb, not to talk of a full adult. But no, they will not hear what. Now look at Ifunanya. She has just made a public ridicule of herself. Anyway, it serves her right. Kai, Ifunanya was broken. She could not defend herself anymore. She now began to realize that actually all the signs were there, but she chose to ignore them. For crying out loud, the late nights, the extra perfumes in the car, the missed calls with saved names like Uche electrician, Amaka delivery, even the time that she saw a strand of curly hair in their bed and told herself that, oh, it was probably hers, even when she knew that she did not own a single curly hair. Now she began to feel very stupid. She felt very small, not just because her husband was cheating, but because she was so naive and so foolish to have trusted him wholeheartedly. Then one night, when everyone had gone, people that had come to comfort her had gone, she was all alone with her best friend Amanda. Then she looked at her and said, I should have listened to you. I'm so sorry, Amanda. But Amanda did not say I told you so. Instead, she just held her hand and consoled her. For crying out loud, her friend was already downcast. There was no need to rub it in. Then 2 days later, something changed. The police reviewed the CCTV footage in the compound, and one of the cameras caught Naomi's face clearly as she entered the house with Edwin. So the photo was sent out, and within 48 hours, her picture was everywhere, online or on TV, in the newspapers, and it became a national manhunt. And Naomi was caught while she was trying to travel out through Benin. She was arrested and brought back to Abuja. And then she confessed to killing Edwin, and that she acted alone and that Chuka knew nothing about it. So that was how the case turned around though, and Chuka was released. He returned back home a free man, but not a welcomed one. Ifunanya opened the door when he arrived. She just stood there staring at him blankly. No tears, no hugs. For crying out loud, she had been crying all this while. Then Chuka stared at her and said, I'm sorry, my love, I'm sorry. But Ifunanya just stepped aside and let him in. But from that moment, they both knew that things had changed. Their house was no longer the same. It no longer felt like home. The same dining table where they used to eat and laugh now stayed quiet. The bed where they once cuddled and gisted and gossiped was now wide and cold. Even when they tried to talk, everything was just off. It wasn't clicking. Something was broken. Something was heavy. Trust was gone. But Chuka kept on apologizing and apologizing. But Ifunanya knew that he was not truly sorry. She could no longer believe a word that came out of his mouth. She felt that he was only sorry that he got caught, and that if he hadn't gotten caught, he would still be lounging away in the laps of another Delilah. But Chuka kept on apologizing and begging. But no matter how hard he tried, no matter how many times he said, I'm sorry, Ifunanya was done. She could no longer believe a word that he said. She did not even ask him where he was going anymore. She did not check his phone. She did not cry. She just detached herself. Something had died inside of her. They just began to live like flatmates. One night, Chuka could not take it any longer. He went to his wife and said, Funny, because please let us try again. Just give me one last chance. But she just looked up and replied, one last chance to do what exactly? As in to go again and go and start cheating on me again, or what? Chuka, we are done. You have broken my trust, and I don't think there is anything that can be done about it. Chuka, you have shattered me in more ways than you know. I'm not sure you'll be able to understand what exactly you have done to me. And then she walked out and shut the door behind her. Hi besties, it's your favorite storyteller, Omalicha. Thank you so much for watching my story to the end. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on this one as usual. So first off, if you have a friend, or if you have a friend whose spouse is cheating on them, Do you think it is in your place to go and tell your friend? Like, do you think you're meant to be a good friend by going to go and tell that your friend that their partner, their spouse, their husband, their wife, whatever, is cheating on them? Or will you just fold your hands and let everything, play out? Because definitely they would always find out. So would you be the one to tell them, or would you, you know, allow them find out themselves? That's one. Now, secondly, do you think that a marriage can survive betrayal? Like, do you think that a woman who has trusted her husband, just like Ifonaya, like trusted her husband with her whole heart, now only to find out that the husband is a serial cheat? But do you think that the marriage can, survive that kind of betrayal if the man is truly sorry and repents? Or do you think that no matter what the man does, no matter how sorry he is, the marriage is done and done for good? Please share your thoughts with me in the comment section. And lastly, this question is a difficult one, but I would ask it anyway. Do you trust your spouse 100%? Do you think that your spouse can never cheat on you? Be it your wife, do you think your wife can never cheat on you? Do you think your husband can never cheat on you? And have you made an allowance in your mind in case they do cheat on you? Or do you think that it cannot just happen? Please share your thoughts with me in the comment section, and please support your home girl, Malicha, by subscribing to my channel, liking my videos, and sharing with your loved ones. So now, till I come your way again with more interesting stories, bye. Many years ago, in the beautiful city of Lagos, there lived a young lady whose name was Linda. Linda had just finished university with a second-class upper in mass communication, and she was so proud of herself and believed that since she had graduated with a 2-1, that jobs would line up for her, that companies would be begging her to work with them. She had planned out her life so perfectly that she would get her first job and start earning 250,000 naira every month. Then would not buy a small car like 6 months after she had started working, and then she would get married 2 years later. But if only Linda knew that all those things were merely fantasies. So after her NYSC, Linda stayed up in Lagos and started looking for a job. She would print her CVs and move from one office to the other. She entered all sorts of job sites. She joined Telegram groups. There was nothing that she did not do. She was always sending out messages to hiring managers and CEOs on LinkedIn and other sites. Yet nothing was happening. Nobody was offering her a job. Linda always attended one interview or the other. Yet nothing. And she was quickly running out of money. Meanwhile, all her friends were already posting pictures of enjoyment on Instagram, as in soft life pictures, new hair, new clothes, trips to Dubai and Maldives and all that. But Linda knew what her friends were really doing. Most of them had a very effective side hustle. They were exchanging their bodies for money. And some of them even had the boldness to encourage her to join them, saying, Linda, use your sense, oh. Lagos no be for mumu, oh. Why are you wasting all this beauty and forming holy girl, holy girl? You had better use what you have to get what you want. Trust me, if you meet the right man and satisfy him well, he will not only give you a job, he will spoil you silly. Her friend Aisha said to her, Belinda would simply reply and say, I beg you, I beg you. That's not the kind of life that me I want. There is dignity in labor. And you guys had better change before one day you contact one illness that has no cure. Stop sleeping with random men for money. Are you not even afraid? Are you not afraid that the person they are sleeping with might actually be sick in the head, might be a psychopath, might wake up in the night and kill you? People are taking unnecessary risk. Linda replied. And so things continued like this for a while for Linda. And Linda continued to look for a job, yet none was forthcoming. So one day she got fed up. One evening, as she lay down on her bed, she just stared up. She was thinking, since it is difficult to get a job like this, are you sure I should not just start a business? But then I don't have money. How much will I, okay, if I say I want to start up a restaurant, don't I have to rent a place and all of that? I don't have that kind of money. I need a legit business to do. A business that will not require so much capital. So what do I do? Then all of a sudden, it hit her like a light bulb. Children. Yes, I can care for them. After all, I love children, Linda said to herself. She remembered all the working class mothers on her street, how every morning they'll be rushing to work, dragging crying children behind them to keep them in a daycare or somewhere. Then she smiled and said, if I open a small daycare and after school care, I could make a lot of money. Ah, at least if for nothing, all the women in this my area will patronize me. I think I can do it. And I don't even need capital. Oh. I don't need to rent anywhere. I'll use my house. They'll come to my house. Wow, this is a brilliant idea. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Linda said aloud to herself. So the next morning, Linda woke up excitedly and took a cardboard and marker and then wrote on it, Auntie Linda's daycare and after school care, ages 6 months to 10 years, affordable, loving, safe, no shouting. Then she pasted it on her gates. Then she sent it to her church WhatsApp group with the caption, Mothers of Lagos, help us, come and drop your children with me for a small token, shikini money, Linda said. So throughout that night, Linda could not sleep. She was excited. She was busy imagining mothers coming to drop their children off at her daycare and being paid plenty money. Linda was happy. At least this was an honest work to make an honest living. But what Linda did not know was that she had no idea what was waiting in store for her. Then 2 days after Linda pasted her signboard, her doorbell rang around 6:45 a.m. She was not even fully awake. She just opened the door and saw a woman holding a crying baby and a small backpack. Auntie Linda, good morning. Oh. Shebi you have started daycare, abi? Abeg. Please help me. Hold my child for me, abeg. I will come later, come collect am. The woman said. And Linda replied excitedly and said, yes, ma. Yes, ma. I assure you, your child will be well taken care of. The woman looked very relieved and then said, thank God. Thank God for you. My nanny did not show up today, and I have meeting in the office. Please just help me manage till 5 p.m. His name is Brian. There's milk in the bag. He likes cartoons. And please, he does not like people to shout at him. The woman said. And before Linda could even respond, she dropped the bag, kissed her child on the forehead, and rushed out. Linda looked at the baby. Brian was still crying. Then by 9:15 a.m., another woman came. Auntie Linda, good morning. Please, this is my son David. He's 3 years old. He can feed himself, but please help me monitor him. And please don't let him climb anything. He likes to climb. Let me just drop him here. I have to go for market runs. He's not feeling fine, so he can't go to school. So let him just stay with you. The woman said as she dropped the boy, handed over one red cooler filled with porridge, and disappeared. Now Linda had 2 clients. Things were looking very good and she was so happy. Business had started. So she swung into action. She brought out cartoon, drew smiling sons on paper and stuck them on the wall. She played cartoons on the TV. She sat on the rug with the children and smiled at them saying, hello, Brian. Hello, David. Welcome to Auntie Linda's daycare. You're about to have the best time of your life ever, Linda said excitedly. David just ignored her and ran straight to her bookshelf. Within 1 minute, he had scattered all the books on the bookshelf. Linda just stood there in disbelief. David, so fast? What are you doing now? You're scattering the whole book in the shelf. Is this part of the lesson plan for today? Linda asked, looking upset. But David did not even respond. He just kept on jumping up and down and continued to play and scatter everywhere. Then 1 hour later, she tried to feed Brian, as she thought that by now he should be hungry. So she carried him carefully, made sure he was facing the bowl, and tried to give him food. Then just about 5 spoons in, and Brian looked at her dead in the eye and threw up on her face. He vomited the whole food on her and now started laughing. Oh, what have you done? Why did you vomit on me? Linda screamed. Then she quickly dropped him on the rug and ran to her bathroom to go clean herself up. But by the time she was coming out, she was shocked to see David dancing on the rug filled with porridge. David had opened his red cooler, poured his porridge that he was supposed to eat for lunch on her rug, and was now making a mess of it. David, what are you doing? Linda asked, tears already streaming down her eyes. But David just smiled and said, jumping, jumping, I am jumping. What am I doing? I am jumping, David said nonchalantly. And Linda just stood still. She did not know what to do. She just took a brush and soapy water and started cleaning. And by evening, when the parents came to pick the children, she was so happy that they were going home. She was tired. But that night, she could not sleep. She kept on thinking about David and Brian, how they had made the day a living hell for her. But she just consoled herself that maybe tomorrow will be better. After all, today was just the first day. But the next day, her 2 students resumed, and a new child came also. So they were now 3. This new child's name was Faith. She was 4 years old, quiet and polite. But as soon as her mother left, as soon as the gates closed, Faith started screaming and crying as though she was being chased by a wild lion. She cried from 8:30 till 12 p.m. Linda tried everything to make her stop. She put on cartoon for her, she gave her biscuits, she danced for her, she sang ABC for her, everything, but nothing worked. Then after a while, David and Brian also joined Faith in her crying spree. By 1 p.m., Linda was tired. She just sat on her rug, her eyes wide open, her hair was scattered. She was looking like a mad person. Ah! Is this what teachers face, Biko? Is this what they do every day? This one is just 3 children, oh. So teachers that handle like 21, 22 students in a class, how do they cope? How do they not run mental? I'm having headache. These children want to kill me before my time. How much are their parents even paying me for all this headache? Eh? What is this now? This one will not stop crying. This one will be scattering my house. Now my house is smelling urine, poo-poo. Oh, what is this now? Linda said. And so she just managed for the day. And in the evening, the parents came to pick their kids. Linda smiled and pretended like everything was perfect. Because even though she was complaining that the children were stressing her and giving her headache, she loved the fact that she was getting money. The parents were paying 3-5 each per child, so she was making about 10-5 daily. She had already calculated that if she does this for about 25 days, that is more than 250,000 naira a month. So the prospects made her excited. And by the second week, Linda's daycare had become popular because parents were telling each other about her, saying, that girl is trying, no, she has never complained about my child. Unlike other people, they'll be complaining, madam, your child is too stubborn. Madam, your child does not used to listen. Madam, your child does not want to stay one place. But that girl, she has no complaint. Anytime I come to pick my child in the evening, my child looks good, my child looks happy and well fed, and she does not complain. Ma, your son is stubborn. Nothing of such. She's really patient, and she's managing those children even without shouting. The parents said one to another. But what they did not know was that even though Linda did not report to them how their children were frustrating her life, she was having a very hard time just managing 3 children. And because of how the parent had spread the good news about her daycare, by Monday morning, Linda had 4 extra children that had enrolled to her daycare. So now she had 7 children in her living room. 7. Some of them still wore pampers, some had no teeth, some had too many teeth. Linda just looked at them and whispered, Father, thank you for bringing more children. But, Omo, Father, help me, oh. Only 3 last week wanted to drive me crazy. I don't know what this 7 will do to me. Ah, if not for joblessness, what business do I have in running a daycare? Eh? If not for joblessness, will I be thinking of opening a daycare? What kind of country is this? Ah, Nigeria, 1, Linda, 0. No wahala. Linda said aloud to herself. But the whole day was chaotic. If it was not Brian that was peeing on the rug, it was David that was jumping on her remote. And then Faith, that one, was in one side crying non-stop, like she was rehearsing for a singing competition. But that was just the beginning. Because around 11:30 a.m. that day, Linda sat down just for 5 minutes to eat yam and egg. Just 5 minutes. But as soon as she stepped away just for a few seconds to go get water, Fifi, the smallest girl with big eyes and fast legs, that one just carried her plate and poured the food into the mopping bucket. Fifi! Linda screamed, but Fifi just busted out into laughter and ran away. Linda sat down. She could not even cry. Her whole body was vibrating. Another day, when all 7 children were taking a nap, Linda decided to just rest her head just a bit. After all the children were sleeping. Then she dozed off with them just for 15 minutes. But then, when she opened her eyes, lo and behold, one of the children had found scissors and cut her wig. A wig that she had bought for 700,000 naira, that she had saved up for several months to pay for. Linda screamed and then broke down in tears. My wig! Oh God, what kind of life is this? Why are these children frustrating me? What is this now? These children want to kill me before my time. What have I done to them? Is it wrong to open a daycare? Is it wrong to start a daycare? Hey! Linda said, crying. And after she closed school that evening, she locked herself in the bathroom and cried some more. But then she remembered the money that she was making and what she could make. And she encouraged herself, because 3,500 naira times 7 students was more than 21,000. 21,000 times about 30 days was about 600 and something thousand. Even people that had regular jobs were not earning that much. So she encouraged herself and decided to still, continue with the daycare. So Linda continued with her daycare. But Linda started losing weight too, not from gym, but from the stress. Her eyes were always swollen, she had eye bags, she was just tired. Then that Thursday, she had 2 new additional students and they were twin boys, Timileyin and Tomiwa. They didn't talk much, but you see those boys, they moved faster than the speed of light. By afternoon, one of them had taken her phone and dipped it inside the toilet. The other one used baby powder and scattered the whole parlor with it. And when she shouted at them, the 2 children would just run to themselves and give themselves high five and then run away. They were looking like 2 little demons. That evening, after the close of school, when their mother came to pick them, she just laughed and said, I hope my twins did not disturb you much. Oh. And Linda, still pretending, instead of her to tell the mother that the boy had spoiled her phone and put her phone inside toilet, she just forced a smile and then said, no, they are good boys. They didn't disturb me. But you see, inside her, she was boiling. And things continued like this for a while. Linda's daycare continued to drive her mad. The children continued to frustrate her life. But then, by the 4th week, Linda had changed. She was not looking like the same person that had opened Auntie Linda's daycare with joy and excitement. Now she looked like somebody that needed to go to a daycare and be taken care of. Her eyes were tired. Even her parlor now had the stench of urine and all of that. Now cartoon songs were always playing in her head. Even in her dreams, she'll be hearing baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark doo doo. The thing was ringing constantly in her ear, in her head, in her dreams. She was sick and tired of it. All the money that she was making, she was using it to repair one thing or the other. If it was not her remote, she was repairing her phone. She was buying a new wig that someone had destroyed. She was always trying to replace things that the children have destroyed with the money she made from them. So that night, she sat down and told herself the truth. Omo Linda, me, I cannot do this. Oh. I cannot do this again. I don't want to teach. What kind of life is this now? I have lost more than I have gained. All the little money I have made has disappeared in fixing what these children have spoiled. I don't know what kind of children we are having in this generation. Pregnant care children. They are too fast. They are too agile. This is destroying things. Cannot sit their bottom one place. Teachers in schools are trying, no. But as it stands now, it is better that I am jobless and I have my peace of mind than to be running this daycare. If not, these children will run me mad. Linda said defeatedly. And so that night, she made up her mind. She was shutting down the daycare for good. She was tired. She wanted her life to go back to what it was before. So the next morning, she typed a simple message on her phone that read, "Dear parents, thank you for trusting me with your children these past few weeks. I appreciate the opportunity. However, I regret to inform you that Auntie Linda's daycare will be closing down at the end of this month. God bless you and your families. Linda." Then she sent it to all the parents. So one mother called her immediately. Why now? Auntie Linda, my child loves you. Oh. She loves your daycare. Please, you cannot close down your daycare. Oh. Another parent texted, "Is there any issue? Okay, we can pay more, increase the money, we will pay." That was how Linda kept on receiving different messages from her parents. None of them wanted her to close down her daycare. But Linda was tired. Her mind was made up. Oh. She could not continue the daycare. If not, she was going to lose her sanity. So after a few weeks, when she finally closed up the daycare, she just arranged the house, put it in order, cleaned it properly, removed all the baby things that were right, left, and center. Then she went and bought suya and chilled coke. She scattered herself on the floor and sat down to enjoy herself. In my next life, I can never become a teacher. Teachers are trying, oh. Like they stay with several children all at once. Yet sometimes you see parents talk down at them anyhow. Yes, they are not even paid well on top of that. Some are even paid less than the minimum wage. When I get married and start having kids of my own, I will pamper my children's teachers. I will gift them. There is nothing I will not do for them. Because, it is not easy. It is not easy. Even if there is no job in this world, I will never teach. Teaching is not for everybody. Oh. Definitely not for me. Linda said aloud to herself. And so that day, Linda officially retired from the daycare business. But Linda learned one thing from that experience, that teachers are superhumans. And so the following day, she packed her bags and moved back to her father's house. She was tired of being a strong, independent woman, trying to make it out on her own. She decided she was going to go and stay at home as long as possible until she lands a job. She was not going to put herself under any undue pressure or go and start exchanging her body for money just so she could make ends meet. Hi besties, it's your favorite storyteller, Onalicha. Thank you so much for watching my story to the end. So there are several lessons to learn from the story. So for me, I would say that teaching is not easy. It is not easy. Imagine staying with your children from morning to afternoon and you keep on hearing mommy, 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 and it's getting you mad, like you're going crazy. So I think this is like more or less a wake-up call that we as parents or even aunties, whatever, we should try and encourage our children's teachers. Try and give the yes, even though they are being paid salary, but it is not easy. Show them love. Show your children's teachers love. show them love, dash them money from time to time, be kind with your words to them. Sometimes I see people, the way they talk down on teachers because they think that they're earning maybe a little amount of money. And so what? These are people that you entrust your children's life and safety to. So the least you can do to them is to be kind with your words, be respectful, and from time to time, care for them. Care for them genuinely so that they can also care for your children genuinely beyond the teaching and, all of that. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on this one. What do you think about teachers? And this is me just, giving a shout out to all the teachers out there. You guys are doing an amazing job, and we love, love, love it. And also to my viewers, subscribers, everyone listening right now, if they offered you like 5 million naira to teach children within the ages of 0 to 5, like, would you accept it? Can you teach children? Do you think you can manage to teach children? As for me, it's a big no. I cannot teach children. I don't have the patience, and I don't think everybody is wired to teach children. But of course, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this one. Please share them with me in the comment section, and please support your home girl, Omalicha, by subscribing to my channel, liking my videos, and sharing with your loved ones. So now, till I come your way again with more interesting stories. Bye.